Billie Piper is Doctor Who's 16th Doctor. Unless, of course, she isn't, in which case the BBC's long-running sci-fi institution will need another actor to keep the TARDIS bouncing from one misadventure to the next. Doctor Who Season 15 concluded with the titular protagonist regenerating into Piper, seemingly confirming the former companion actor as Ncuti Gatwa's replacement. Without a proper explanation, however, a multiverse of possibilities remains. Piper could be playing Bad Wolf, a returning Rose Tyler mixed into the Doctor's regeneration cycle, or a transitional incarnation before the actual 16th Doctor appears. All will be revealed if and when Doctor Who Season 16 happens, and should Piper's appearance be debunked as some temporal trick rather than the debut of Doctor Who's real new figurehead, the door will be thrown open for another actor to make saving the universe on Saturday evening their full-time gig. Matthew Bainton. A popular pick for Doctor Who, but not without good reason. Matthew Bainton is best known for the original UK version of Ghosts, but will also be very familiar to fans of Horrible Histories and Britcoms more generally, having featured in Peep Show, Gavin and Stacey, and plenty more. Bainton has perfected that vital Doctor Who quality of being endearingly silly, and no one could seriously doubt the comedic elements he would bring to the 16th Doctor. Admittedly, Bainton is less tested in the dramatic arena. The likes of Sylvester McCoy and Matt Smith could switch from daft to defiant in an instant, a necessity for even the wackiest incarnation of the Doctor. Fortunately, Bainton's work on stage in A Midsummer Night's Dream, granted, he played Bottom, and TV series You, Me and the Apocalypse provides enough evidence to suggest he could convincingly spend a season moping about departed companions or perform a grand, heroic speech about never running from danger. Sophie Okonedo. No stranger to Doctor Who, Sophie Okonedo played the Royal Liz 10 during Matt Smith's era. Fortunately, the episode in question was so bad, few remember it. More fortunately, Sophie Okonedo was the one bright spot, with the actress able to craft a likable, engaging side character from a story even Stephen Moffat has admitted some regret over, via Ed Stradling. In the 15 years since doing Doctor Who, Okonedo has evolved into an even more rounded performer, appearing in a wide range of movie, TV, and theatre productions. Slow Horses, The Wheel of Time, Ratched and Death on the Nile are just some of her recent credits, and with a host of award nominations to her name, including an Oscar, there are no questions whatsoever over Okonedo's ability to bring the required gravitas to the 16th Doctor. The clincher, however, is Okonedo's affinity for quirkiness, which is a factor every good Doctor demands. Her performance in Flack is testament to this, but fair warning, it isn't for those sensitive to vulgarity. Varied, unpredictable, exciting, few actors are as qualified to step into the TARDIS and immediately make an impression. Frank Delane. As Fear the Walking Dead's Nick Clark, Frank Delane was introspective, philosophical, often misunderstood, rarely straightforward, and always compelling. All of which reads like a byline for the Doctor's biography, and it's little wonder the actor was picked to portray a young Tom Riddle in the Harry Potter movies. Delane's 16th Doctor would fall into the David Tennant mold of Time Lord heroes, the handsome rogue with a buccaneer's charm, but always one bad day away from burning down the entire universe. With Renegade Nell and Joan also on his resume, Delane is making a career out of playing lovable characters harboring questionable morals, and it's very easy to imagine how those traits could translate into a version of the Doctor. Tom Rosenthal. Like Matthew Bainton, Tom Rosenthal occupies the more comedic end of the acting spectrum, known foremost for Friday Night Dinner and Plebs. Also like Bainton, Rosenthal has the same foppish, offbeat quality that defined the 2nd, 4th, and 11th Doctors. His stand-up comedy chops in particular would provide Doctor Who with a steady stream of laughs if he were ever to land the 16th Doctor job. Again, the question mark over Tom Rosenthal's casting would be his aptitude for serious, soul-shaking scenes. Even more so than Bainton, Rosenthal isn't known as a dramatic anchor, and while he would excel at mocking a companion's new hairstyle, his ability to make a Dalek quake in its shell is less guaranteed. Having said that, the role of the Doctor does have a habit of bringing the best out of actors. The likes of John Pertwee, Jodie Whittaker and Matt Smith were all unknown quantities or risky choices to some degree, and each of them made hugely positive contributions to the legacy of the Doctor. Pierre Mullier. A relative newcomer, Pierre Mullier joined the cast of UK soap drama EastEnders in 2025, quickly making a splash with his chaotic energy and sharp wit. That success derived almost entirely from Mullier as a performer, and it became very obvious very quickly that the BBC had a huge young talent on its hands. The path from soap star to Doctor Who is a well-travelled one, with Millie Gibson recently swapping Coronation Street for the honour of being Ncuti Gatwa's first companion. EastEnders and Doctor Who, however, share an even deeper relationship, with 1993's Dimensions in Time serving as a crossover between the two iconic BBC properties. Pierre Mullier is clearly destined for big things, and the BBC is in pole position to push his career to greater heights. Being cast as the 16th Doctor would undoubtedly raise eyebrows due to his youth and inexperience, but Mullier's habit of lighting up a screen and casting a vice-like grip on the audience's attention would soon win over naysayers. Nathan Stewart Jarrett. Nathan Stewart Jarrett was the face of edgy British TV in the late 00s early 10s, starring in both Misfits and the brilliant Utopia. An actor of some skill, those two roles were a world apart in terms of tone and character, giving an early indication of the versatility any main player in Doctor Who would need. Stewart Jarrett has continued to push his career into other areas, covering everything from horror movies to heist capers, but one cannot help but feel his due a more defining role. Stewart Jarrett would likely be among the more intense Time Lords to pilot the TARDIS, more along the lines of Colin Baker, Christopher Eccleston, and Peter Capaldi than Tom Baker or David Tennant, but that plays neatly into the character's arc, and Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor demonstrated flickers of a darker side, most notably when torturing a terrorist in Season 15. Gatwa left Doctor Who before that plot point could be properly unpacked, but Nathan Stewart Jarrett would be the perfect actor to take the reins and continue the Doctor's seldom-seen vengeful tendencies. Maxine Peake, an icon of British television, it's a small miracle that Maxine Peake doesn't already have a Doctor Who credit to her name. Still, past Doctor Who's loss could be future Doctor Who's gain if Peake lands the 16th.